2 videos ago I did a shop pencil with Bloodwood that turned out very nice. I liked the pencil so much in the shop functionally that I made one with acrylic, and I also made a mistake at the end that I want to go over to make sure none of y'all make that kind of mistake. It turned out alright, but I should have been more aware what was going on when I was pressing it together, and I'll show you that at the end. But this is a very simplistic kit. I'm not so sure I wouldn't be recommending this above any kit for a beginner. There's only 3 pieces to it. There's 2 very easy presses for it. The tube is a little larger than what a normal Sierra type pin would be, and it's longer, which should make it easier to turn. So for a first time turner, this probably would be a really good one to do. Plus the functional of it being in the shop and everything. I use both of them quite a lot. But I took it over to the bandsaw and we cut the end of it off. It is a little longer, so you won't get 2 pins out of the same blank like you would maybe a Sierra or something. But I cut well, which gave me an indication that it would drill well. But we got it marked for the drilling. And of course it's not square, so you have to kind of adjust and center point it. You can see the lines are a little wacky, but a good center point, brad point drill, and you can tell this one already. I knew it was going to be a good blank. It ribboned on the flute, filled the flute up, very little chipping. If there were small particles, it was small, very smooth, drilled out really well. Nice clean hole in it. And we start gluing it up. Make sure that you test out your tube and your blank. Getting epoxy or whatever you're using, I'd highly recommend epoxy. Getting it on the tube and then putting it in and finding out it's too big or too small creates problems. But here I weigh the epoxy 8 grams each, got a total of 16 grams. Mix it up with the infamous popsicle stick and make sure you get the corners and at the bottom, and then slap it on. I put it on rather thick to make sure any voids or fill-ins that I get it in there. Use the snap-on punch to put it in there. Take a little denatured alcohol. Make sure there's nothing in the tube. Looks good. And we let it sit. And the epoxy will heat up. It'll heat up so much that you can't touch it in your hand, which means the tube is probably getting a little hotter since it's enclosed. I always wait a couple hours minimum after I can hold the plastic cup. So once I can hold it, then I start putting the timer on, and I usually wait till the next day. But at least give it a couple hours if you want to turn it. For some reason I think I had the camera off, but it turned really well and rather quickly. I used a carbide semi-radius on it, and it took it down very quickly, very smoothly. A lot of ribbon on it. Here you can tell that the first couple micro meshes that I did on it, it started really shining up, and didn't take long to bring out the shine in it. Again, I can always tell a blank will turn out well when I drill it, and I knew this one was going to turn well and polish up well, and it certainly did. And now I start the polishing on it. In between, I use a little denatured alcohol on between the sandings. I just think it takes care of all the grit and gives the best opportunity to make a really good shine with it. And it dries off rather quickly, especially when it's spinning and it's 95 degrees out. And then I just polish it up, and it came out really, really nice. It's a nice blank. And then we get to pressing it in. Again, this is only 3 pieces. You have the top and the clip, and then the main transmission, which is virtually the whole pencil. So we got the press over and set it up. And I'll put in the top first. And the top has a push click, much like a push pin. And for some reason, it just didn't click to me that I needed to protect that the push part of it. So here I'm trying to figure out where I want to line the clip up and put the top of it in. And what I should have done is I've got a board or a block that has a hole in it that accepts these click pin type tops to protect them so you don't push in on the top of the pin. But here I go, pushed it right in. Now luckily it turned out alright. I think the thing was built to where it would go in all the way. You can see it being pushed up right there when I just push the transmission into it. So we're ready to now push that together. Now here's my block, and I'll put the push end of it, the click end of it in to protect it, and then the bottom or the transmission just goes right in. Both pushed in very, very nicely. Again, I think it's a great kit for a beginner or somebody that's turned 1 or 2 pins. It's very easy. Functionally, it's a great shop pin. I recommend it for your shop. Stays sharp just simply because of the way it's built, but it's easy to sharpen it too. The blank really turned out nice, had a little bit of almost pearl silver wisps in it, and easy to turn again. So the Bloodwood turned out really well. This one turned out really well too. So thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all stopping by. More videos to come. Please subscribe and hit that like and the bell button also. So until next time, keep in touch.